I I would please like to have that question answered. Let me ask first, are we on the record? Is there a court reporter present? Uh, Phyllis K. Webster, will you please recite your oath of office into the court of record then today?
Alright guys, today we've got a not-so-bright sovereign citizen on deck, and let me tell you right now this one is definitely a wild ride, because this guy is straight up reading from his little sovereign citizen handbook that he probably bought online for 20 bucks, and you can literally see his eyes darting back and forth as he tries to keep up with the script, even stumbling over his own words, which makes it obvious he has no idea what he's actually talking about here, and seriously do. These people ever think this is going to work because it literally never does, and fun fact, claiming you're not subject to the law while standing in a courtroom is not exactly a winning strategy, so honestly this is kind of embarrassing to watch, but at the same time it's hilarious. So let me know what you guys think and whether the court should start handing out participation awards for these clowns, and let's go ahead and dive in.
All right, and that's what I'm going to call now because it looks like it's between Mr. DeBus and Mr. Cochran. Well, I can't call, yeah. Mr. DeBus, you want to start your video? Okay, we are back on the record in 2023 TR 2777, State of Kansas versus Anthony Edward DeBus, with Jared Regier for the state, Mr. DeBus in person, and with standby counsel Darren Patterson. Standby because my prior contacts with Mr. DeBus led me to believe that he, even though he wants to represent himself, there's much about the legal system that he doesn't know or understand and would need the benefit, or would certainly benefit, period, from Mr. Patterson's representation. So, Mr. DeBus, at this time, you want to talk to Mr. Patterson and take advantage of his knowledge and experience in the legal system concerning this no driver's license charge, registration, and insurance violations?
Let me ask first, are we on the record? Is there a court reporter present?
Is there a court reporter present? This hearing is live. It is being recorded. Is someone sitting here with their little fingers clicking across the keyboard? No.
So you're saying that this is not currently a court of record?
This is a court of record because this is being recorded, subject to transcription at any time.
Okay. I would ask for a copy of that transcription.
Well, when you file a written motion and pay the transcription fee, sir, that will be arranged.
Okay. And Phyllis K. Webster, will you please recite your oath of office into the court of record then today?
No, sir, I will not.
Why are you refusing to do so?
Let's move along.
I would please like to have that question answered. On another note, I am appearing specially, not generally, under threat of duress and further coercion by the State of Kansas Corporation.
No, I think this guy is appearing especially because he sounds like he might be a little on the special side here, and it's honestly so hard to tell with these clowns whether they're playing dumb or if they're actually that dumb, and I'm going to guess it's probably a solid mix of both. But what really gets me is this guy trying to make the judge recite her oath. Like, does he seriously think that's some kind of magical get-out-of-jail-free card? Because spoiler alert, it's not, and it never has. Then, judges take their oath when they're sworn in and they don't have to repeat it just because some random guy asks them to. So let me know what you guys think this guy's endgame is here, because I can never figure it out with these clowns, since they all repeat the same BS script they probably found online, I'm guessing off YouTube, and then they show up to court, say all this nonsense, and somehow expect the law to just change for them, which really makes no sense at all, especially since none of the cases we've covered on this channel have ever ended in a win for these people, so it honestly just doesn't make sense to me. But let me know what you guys think about it and let's dive back in.
All right, sir. I did take my oath when I was appointed and when I was elected subsequently. Now, what is it I can help you with today? Do you want a trial, a jury trial, or do you want to enter a plea today?
It seemed like last time we had court, you entered the plea for me.
I did, because you would not.
Okay.
But yet what you were saying suggested you wanted a trial, so I entered the not guilty plea and set it for trial. Somewhere along the line, you led me to believe you wanted a jury trial as opposed to a bench trial. Had I been making the decision, I probably would have said bench trial. But somewhere along the line, you've made comments to make me think you wanted a jury trial. Now, I have not seen, let me double check. I don't think, Mr. DeBoos, that you have filed any kind of demand or request or notice for jury trial. Have you?
I thought that was entered into the last court session.
Well, I don't think you filed any motion. You told me apparently you told me you wanted a jury trial, but you never followed through.
I thought that was a decision that we made as the court.
Well, you and I did not make a decision of any kind. Mr. Patterson, do you believe it's acceptable for him to just say he wants a jury trial?
Your Honor, pursuant to case law, because there are at least up to 1 year in the county jail possible, if it's ever consecutive, then case law would state that he has a right to a jury trial.
Agreed, but does he not need to put something in writing to that effect that he wants one? That was my question.
Because there's an absolute right to jury trial, he would not have to put it in writing. It would have to be specifically waived by him, Your Honor, and I don't think he's done a waiver.
Very well. Do you agree with that, Mr. Regier?
Your Honor, what I can say at this time is pursuant to KSA 6238 subsection B, quote, on any issuable trial by right by a jury, a party may demand a jury trial by serving the other parties with a written demand, which may be included in a pleading no later than 14 days after the last pleading directed to the issue is served, and found the demand in accordance with KSA 6205 and amendments thereto.
Mr. Patterson, in spite of that statutory language, do you think he needs to waive his right to jury trial? Did I hear that right?
Absolutely, Judge. Pursuant to case law, and I don't dispute the statute whatsoever, but there is certain case law that makes it a constitutional right to a jury trial if the sentence would be up to a year in the county jail, and in this case, consecutively, it could be up to a year, the longest possible maximum. So it would have to be waived by him, and he would not have to make anything in writing to receive that.
But you don't believe that case law overrules the statutory law, or do you?
This is a constitutional right we're talking about, Your Honor. It would trump the statute.
Okay. So, Mr. Patterson, when you say up to a year in the county jail, are you thinking if they were to be run concurrently, or I mean consecutively versus concurrently?
That would be the longest possible sentence when you start running them consecutively, and that's what the case law would state.
It's honestly so funny how the judge is only speaking to the attorneys now and is completely ignoring this clown like he's not even on the call, and huge respect to the judge for not putting up with the nonsense because so many judges these days just let sovereign citizens ramble on endlessly and walk all over them, so it's really a breath of fresh air to finally see someone shutting it down, especially with these Zoom court hearings, which I'm really not a fan of when it comes to sovereign citizen cases because they always seem to get extra bold sitting at home in their little office chairs thinking they can argue with the law. And if they were in person, I honestly don't think it would go the same way, but over Zoom they get super confident and it usually just turns into a screaming match, and that's exactly why I respect this judge because she's handling it like a total pro. So let me know what you guys think about her since it's pretty rare to see a judge handle things this way. By simply ignoring the defendant, and let's dive back in.
Do you have your statutory site or your case law sites by chance? I know you didn't expect to pull them out.
It's not one I keep handy, but giving a short recess, I can find that.
Well, now, before you go to that, now, Mr. DeBoos, do you have any idea what's going on here?
I, as a common man, do not comprehend the legalese that you guys are using together. Um, I can look up statutes and case law myself, and considering that this is dealing with a common right to all people under granted to us in restriction of government entities for the people itself, um, I comprehend that I have my right to jury trial, which I think Mr. Patterson, in his brief support towards this and towards me, um, towards my right to a jury trial, although I do not fully comprehend the legalese that is going on within the association between Jared Regier and yourself, Phyllis K. Webster.
All right, well, Mr. DeBoos, the point is you do have the right to represent yourself, and you've told me you want to represent yourself, and I've asked Mr. Patterson to stand by, and you've already used him here for this purpose. So here's the thing, Mr. DeBoos. No, let me talk now, Mr. DeBoos. Here's the thing. If you're going to represent yourself, you need to be able to make your own arguments. You need to be able to cite your own law. And if you cannot do that, you have the right to legal assistance, which is why Mr. Patterson is here. And you've already this quickly run into a legal snag that he's made the argument for you. Does it not make sense to you? And do you not want to have his legal assistance to let him represent you?
I do not wish to be represented by an attorney whose duty first is to the courts and not to their clients. And if we're speaking on rights in regards to laws and statutes, the arrest made on me by Deputy K. Barriquet was an unlawful arrest for
we're not going on
22-2401.
We're not going down that path right now, sir. Well, the issue is, so you do want a jury trial. Are you ready to proceed on Wednesday, Mr. DeBoos?
May I ask that there be an extension so that way I may fully research the procedures of the administrative criminal law which you're trying to try me under?
One thing I'll say about these sovereign citizens is you've got to hand it to them for their unbelievable confidence. Because who else can walk into court knowing absolutely nothing about the law, risk their entire freedom, and still act like they're about to win a Nobel Prize for being a legal genius? And it's honestly impressive in the most sarcastic way possible, since I have no idea how they managed to keep a straight face while arguing with an actual judge using points they probably pulled from some sketchy website, and I honestly can't tell if it's pure stupidity, wildly misplaced bravery, or maybe even the idea that they're secretly the smartest people on the planet and we're all just missing something here. So let me know what you guys think.
Well, I'm not the administrative law judge. That is yet another procedure.
Although you are in an administrative court under the state of Kansas Corporation, correct?
I'm here in a criminal traffic trial, and I am not an administrative law judge. So here's what we're going to do. How much time do you want this continued for?
30 days or so seems to be a standard.
Well, my next available jury trial date would be October 2nd and 3rd. So
2024.
2024. So that's when I will continue this at your request to. I'll grant your continuance, but that's my next available date. And your pretrial will be September 30th, 2024. Do you have any objections to that?
No objections.
And Mr. Patterson, do you have any legal authority that suggests that I or that I reaffirm my oath for him? Do you have anything that says I should do that?
Judge, I'm afraid I've never researched that issue, never heard that issue.
All right. Well, same here. I do have my oath in front of me. Keep it handy, but I don't see the need to repeat that. It was good enough for the Supreme Court of Kansas.
I just love this judge, and I seriously wish more judges had this kind of demeanor, because she is honestly way too good for these idiots, and the way she handled this clown was absolutely perfect in my opinion, almost like watching a professional swat away a fly, and you just know it had to hurt this guy's soul when she completely shut him down by turning and asking the attorney that question, because it was like she took his little script and shredded it right in front of his face, and honestly I'm here for it, since these people desperately need a reality check. But seriously, this guy is literally facing up to 1 year behind bars and still thought it was a great idea to walk into court and start asking the judge to recite her oath like that was somehow going to save him. And let's not forget, he also admitted he doesn't even know the law at the end while still choosing to represent himself, which makes no sense at all, because how do you not know the rules of the game but still insist on being the captain of the team? And that's just a whole new level of delusion, and the funniest part of it all is how these sovereign citizens always think they've got the upper hand even while they're sinking faster than the Titanic. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here. Let me know what you thought about this court hearing and whether you think the judge handled it perfectly or if you think this guy is some next level genius who might magically win his case, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy this type of content. Thank you guys so much for watching, take care.